have watched. Unguided, we have helped them progress. And seen them accomplish wonders. Throughout the years, we have never interfered. Until now.
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerds and New Bully. I'm your host Leroy, aka The Deviant, with my co-hosts.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka Grindcore Jedi.
Boom, and we're back with another episode. And yeah, like I said, we keep it rolling. Like I said, a lot of stuff happened. Actually, a lot of stuff didn't happen. How many more weeks we got till Loki?
To Loki? What?
Yeah,
a couple?
Couple weeks. Okay, because it feels like the world is just standing still until Loki comes around. You know, until the MCU does something. Damn,
Yeah, people are already in there, man. They're
who's
waiting.
in here. Yo, what up? Jake
What up,
Spencer, what's
Jake?
going on? Yeah, you jumped on before we even knew what kind of show we was going to do. But yeah, we're here. So let's go ahead and start this thing up. Eli, you go ahead and share the link out. I'm going to start filibustering. Hold on, let me see what Jake got
right.
here.
I'll show the link out. He says next week is Loki.
Next week is Loki. Cool. So something will happen to him. But don't worry, even though we don't have any MCU stuff to talk about, we'll find something to talk about. We'll fill time. Until then, let's go ahead and jump into what is this first thing?
What? Should have had my phone
I thought that was
down.
me for a second. You scared the shit out of me.
Oh. All right.
There we go. Where is it? I can't see it. Okay. No. Off to a glorious start so far. So, not that one. I was going to talk about the Netflix deal that's going on right now Anyway, let's just jump into it. So, the first deal we have going on is MGM, who has been purchased by Jeff Bezos. You know, the evil billionaire, Lex Luthor, Dr. Evil, Blowfield, whatever you want to call him. He's that guy. And so he's done that deal. Like I said, so since he's bought all of MGM, that means he's bought James Bond. He's bought Rocky, Gone with the Wind. I'm trying to think what else has he bought. All the musicals he bought those.
Okay.
So,
and Tom and Jerry, right?
No. Tom and Jerry is Warner Brothers, I think.
No, they were MGM. Metro Goldwyn. Remember the line at the beginning?
See, okay. So you telling me so MGM has some cartoons also. I didn't know that. I just thought it was either Warner Brothers or Disney, and that was it. I didn't know anybody else dipped their toe into that pool.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
I heard the reason why he bought it is because there was episodes of The Apprentice or whatever he was on where he was saying some racialist stuff, and he bought it so he can bury those episodes because MGM owns or something. One of those reality shows.
That doesn't make any sense. I mean, if it had nothing to do with you, then why are you making the stuff? That doesn't make any.
No, he was on. That's what I heard. That's just what rumor has it.
I mean, like I said, MGM had been struggling for years. People didn't know what the hell was going on. So now they're up and running. So now somebody bought them. I did hear that No Time to Die, the newest James Bond movie, is coming out. It will still be in the theaters only. But after that, who knows? Because like I said, they already bought the Rainbow Six franchise with what's the guy's name? Jack Ryan. They bought the Jack Ryan series. Michael B. Jordan got his whole Rainbow Six thing going on. So they bought all this stuff. So will they, I don't know.
Make back their $8 billion? Who knows?
Eventually. Because like I said, it's not just James Bond. It's all kind of stuff they got. They can just dump that stuff on Amazon.
Well, like Lucasfilm was what, $4 billion?
Yep.
Only $4 billion. And that
only
was like, some of the biggest shits of all time.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Okay, so they did they sold it for $4 billion, but The Force Awakens made $2 billion. So obviously they made their money back.
Yeah.
The new James Bond movie's not gonna make $2 billion out the gate.
Yeah,
They gonna make $1 billion.
Yeah, what are they gonna do? Reboot Gone with the Wind? Like what?
Mammy, yeah, I can see that happening. Oh man, so that's gonna happen. I think we talked long about that. What else we got? You know what? Let's just jump into it. Let's go ahead and multitask. Because a big thing happened earlier this week that I think we forgot about, but everybody else has talked about. So we're gonna talk about the Eternals. And I think we're going to spend a little time on the Eternals because the Eternals are this thing that is like this unknown Marvel property that nobody really knows what it is. They think it's another. Let's see if I can actually play the trailer. Let's see. I probably can't. Well, let's try it anyway. People don't really know what it is. They think it is like another. Basically, at this point, Marvel is scraping the bottom of the barrel for any character they can find. So they got the Eternals, and I'll explain who the Eternals are in a second. They are basically a race of immortal beings. They are, let's play it. They are a race of immortal beings. They have been around since the dawn of man. Basically, they have been by the space gods. Let's see if I can find the space gods. You have seen these guys before. These are celestials. But in the comics also called the celestials, the space gods, whatever like that. They made 3 types of people when they originally made man, because they made life on Earth. They made man, human, the Eternals, who we see there, and they also made the Deviants. The Deviants are basically Thanos. They're Thanos. So Thanos is related to them in a certain way. They're aliens. Well, that's the thing, Jake. They actually weren't aliens at first. They were humans, and basically the Celestials came down, the Space God came down and said about 100 people, boom, you are superpowers. So, and they tinker with them some kind of way. Some got super speed, some can fly, some can read minds, the whole gamut, stuff like that. And they can't die. Like, even if you do kill them, they can be reborn. Just like the X-Men can with the cocoons and shit like that. They do the same thing. You can't kill them. They've been around for thousands of years, whatever like that. And basically what it is, since they, and the thing is with this, I'm gonna stop playing this trailer before we get flagged. So the thing is with the Eternal, I keep wanting to call them Inhumans. It's almost the same thing. It doesn't matter. It felt like Jack Kirby's run out of deals when he made this shit. But the thing about the Eternals, so they were here when the original humans were here, and they did teach the humans. Even in the trailer, you can see it, which I was trying to show you. The trailer showed it, where you saw them giving the humans fire. You saw them giving them the wheel, giving them tools, and the humans turned into weapons, of course. All this stuff was there. Cities, all stuff like that. Just like that city that they built. Even in the original comics, when Jack Kirby was doing his thing, he had it where. But okay, you notice. I'm gonna show this one more time, Eli. You're gonna get a trip out of this one, because I'm trying to bring this full circle. Now you notice how the Celestials and the Space Gods kind of have like almost like an Incan vibe to them, or like artwork to them.
You talking about like the Incas, like the tribe,
like the Incas, yeah, like Inca tribe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
this is not accident. This is not coincidental. Jack Kirby did this on purpose, because basically trying to say, because we always read these stories like the Incans and the Egyptians with the pyramids. That of course the gods came down, and aliens came down and built all this stuff, because obviously they're too stupid to learn this stuff. So it had to be somebody else to do it. So
that
Jack Kirby
pisses me off.
Jack Kirby was kind of leaning in it also.
all that ancient aliens crap. Yeah.
Right, yeah, the civilization, stuff like that. So that's
just because indigenous people knew the earth was round thousands of years before white folks meant they came from Mars or some shit.
So that's what they're doing with that. But like I said, to keep it relevant to Marvel, basically these not Inhumans, Eternals, they went to different civilizations, taught them all this stuff, taught them how to, wipe their ass, all this shit like that. But since they went to these places, they worship them as gods. Like I said, the speedster in the Eternals is called Makari, just like Mercury from the Greek gods. You got Icarus, you got all these people like that. So they just went to different civilizations, and different civilizations basically worship them as gods. That's what Jack Kirby's trying to do. He's trying to make his own pantheon of gods, just like the Greeks and the Norse mythology. I'm gonna make the Kirbian mythology, or whatever the fuck was going on.
Superheroes are gods.
Yeah, they're basically superheroes are gods, but he wanted to make like the gods. That's why. Yeah. If you see if I can show you this, like in original Jack Kirby story, You know, you had it when the gods walked the earth. What do you call it? Did I have it? Yeah, right here. So like with the gods on earth, you know, they make sure you find the biggest, baddest dude you can find and whoop his ass. That's what Icarus doing right now. I'm tired of people fucking his name. It's Icarus. It's just people is pronouncing it all kind of ways. Now,
Icarus.
Right, that's saying actually Ike Harris is his name and kind of like his superhero is identity, whatever like that. That's what that is.
It's always been Icarus to me. So.
Yeah, because it's like the Greek mythology.
Iron Maiden. I listen to Iron Maiden. They have a song called Flight of Icarus. So
so I don't know why people keep screwing that up, but anyway, that's not the point. Here's my thing, Eli, about that trailer. Now, about the trailer itself, it's beautiful, it's luscious, it's daring, it's eye candy. Yeah, exactly what you just did right there.
Ugh.
It's boring. What you were doing right there. That's my opinion, Eli. I know we're not allowed to say that because, you know, we're supposed to be shields since we're on YouTube. We're supposed to automatically just love this. I'm like,
well,
whatever.
The woman who made it, what's her name?
Chloe Zhao.
Chloe Zhao. She makes very slow moving movies. I know she just won an Oscar for her last movie,
Nomadland, right? Making her the first Oscar-winning director to. Well, not the first actor. Yeah, I think she is the first actor-winning director to do a Marvel movie.
Yeah, she also did a couple movies on Pine Ridge, the Indian reservation in South Dakota. And they were one of them was a little bit more moving, like faster paced. They're not fast paced at all, but yeah, they're that you could totally tell it's very low budget indie style. A lot of very long shots, lots of very expressionistic, art house, avant-garde filmmaking.
But here's here's my thing about that. I think that's more of like an Eastern philosophy of filmmaking or just entertainment in general. When you watch a lot of anime or you watch a lot of even like the kung fu movies that are made, over in Eastern European, Eastern Asia, whatever you want to call it. A lot of them are slower paced. A lot of them do take their time with slow establishing shots. America, we don't deal with that. We have ADD. We have short attention span. You got to speed this shit up. So when you do watch that's why a lot of people can't get into foreign films because of that. And I think Marvel's leaning into, we're just going to take the foreign film aspect and bring it over here. I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's how it is. Like Dragon Ball Z, you know how they just power up for like 3-4 episodes and don't do shit but just that.
They throw one punch an episode. Right.
That would never happen in an X-Men comic, or X-Men TV show, but they do that because that's just how how it is, So
yeah, I mean, I don't buy. I think it's the subject matter too. In the end, I don't really care about the Eternals.
Right, and that's the thing. But I think, and I think that you got all these YouTubers, not us, but other ones are going to find a way to make people give a shit about Eternal. Like, oh, they're going to have X-Men hints in it because the space guys, the Celestials, somebody wrote a story, I think in the 2000s, whatever like that they put the X gene on Earth, so basically gave the humans potential to become gods also. That's where mutants come from. That's where X-Men come from. They may or may not go that route. I don't know, but whatever. But yeah, that's my thing.
I don't care about the X-Men either.
Blasphemy. Blasphemy, Eli. I forgot
that's a banned subject. Eli hates the X-Men. I'm not allowed to say that.
Cancel. So that's my whole thing about the Eternals. So
yeah, I just watched the trailer and I was like, okay, sure.
I don't know why I thought you were gonna come in here and defend Eternal, but I just remember, you're you. So I'm supposed to be the guy to defend this shit, know.
Let's see. Ant-Man, Eternals, Thor: Dark World.
I mean, I think that just is off to a bad start already. That's my thing. First off, I mean, we always got to mention that the movie's probably gonna get banned in China. Maybe, may or may not.
Yeah, that's right. Because she said some shit.
She said some shit, so they probably so they probably won't be able to get the movie played in China. And that's where the box office is. I mean, America, we're still recovering from COVID. Even before COVID, we didn't really go to the movies and see shit. So all the money was made in China. So if they don't get that movie made in China, it's like, what's the point of even making a movie?
This is the Marvel movie. Usually Marvel movies did well enough. I think this is probably going to be one of those lower tier movies,
So you think around like $500 million?
I think, I think it'll be, it'll, like I said, it'll be like Ant-Man. But for some reason, people like Ant-Man. It's really weird. I don't know.
I don't know why you hate Ant-Man. Ant-Man is just.
I don't hate him. I just
okay. Ant-Man is.
I know he's part of the original Avengers crew and all that shit. I'm just saying the movies were just okay.
I'm just saying it's toast. Ant-Man is toast. Nobody hates toast. Nobody loves toast. But it's toast. It's
I just like other Marvel movies better.
I'm just saying Ant-Man is like, I feel like Ant-Man is right here.
I didn't go see, I was like, oh, you know what I want to watch now? Ant-Man. No, I don't, I'm going to throw on Winter Soldier or fucking Endgame.
And I get that, but to say you hate Ant-Man, Ant-Man's bad.
I don't hate Ant-Man.
Ant-Man's bad. We went on a tangent.
I'm just saying, he's, it's going to be one of those more forgettable Marvel movies.
Okay. Jake, they did not make a TV show of Eternals. Eternals have actually never been made live action. Hell, they barely have enough comic book appearances to really be even a thing. But that's the Inhumans you're thinking about. That was like an ABC show that nobody gave a shit about. This Eternals, who nobody gives a shit about. So yeah.
I mean, yeah, you think we're gonna see like cosplayer? You think we're gonna see like Halloween costumes from Eternals and shit? You gonna rush out and buy those Eternal figures and shit? Now,
I do want to say this. Like I said, Marvel's making a bold move this movie, because remember how we always shit on Marvel about how they always have like a second team that always come in and just do all the movies and they really don't give a shit what the director does.
Yeah.
Well, she's saying she wants to bring her own people on. She said she told Kevin Feige, don't bring your second team on. Don't have you guys ready to map out the action scenes. I'm gonna do this from start to finish. It's gonna be my movie. So there's gonna be the first director.
Because I've never seen her do action movies or an action movie. Like I've seen
see it now.
I've seen, like she made a movie about a rodeo, a kid who rides the rodeo and rides horses. This native kid on the res. That was one of her movies. It wasn't bad. She used like real native actors and shit. And I was like, damn, this is like really authentic. This is like, this is Pine Ridge. Oh, and she's Asian. I'm like, I wonder why she wanted to make a movie on the red.
Right.
but I don't know. But again, it was very dramatic movies. And this seemed like it was trying to be a little avant-garde, a little Dune-ish, if you will.
Like I said, I feel like this the movie when it comes out, like this the movie that the Oscars going to just throw themselves at. This feels like an Oscar now, especially when it's coming like November.
Or they're going to try and say it's like filled with all this, artsy crap and
it means something. But like I said, that's not what Marvel fans expect. It's like you said, it feels like they're trying to make cinema.
Yeah,
but I don't think that's what the Marvel fans are looking for.
And I think that's the thing is like what I think the original Avengers movies were. I think those movies were superheroes becoming gods or doing, becoming mythology, religious mythology. If you will, where you're seeing, because that's what the Bible is, and most religions
or any religion or mythology or anything. Yeah,
it's full of heroes and monsters and conflicts and war and them fighting for just causes and stuff, and that's what the Avengers movies were. We saw them essentially save the universe from a hellish figure that brought about obliteration. And that's good and evil. That's what it was, and we saw that, especially in Age of Ultron, the end credits, when you see them all like in marble, and then Zack Snyder.
There is so much of Age of Ultron that was taken from the Book of Revelation. I won't get into that here, but there's like quotes from the Book of Revelation, but it's there.
Ultron was all had a whole trying to bring about the end of the world and all that. But Zack Snyder did it too in Justice League, where it was like the marble sculptures of the heroes. You know what I mean? Like they were trying to like ingrain them in this, put them on pedestals, put them on like they were like sculptures in a church or a museum. These are the new gods, essentially.
Okay, so you saying that the movie probably is going to not hit as hard because this source material they're dealing with has already been told.
Well, yeah, I think
They're not really
that's
doing
I think
anything
they're
new,
trying
right.
to they're going to try and bring that up. They're going to try and go there because there are these celestial beings that help create the universe, and we're going to see all that creationism and whatever, and be all theological and make all this religious commentary on the nature of humanity and philosophical, all that shit.
Right.
I think it's going to
Which
try and
I
do
don't
that.
know if that's something Marvel fans are looking for. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think
saying that Marvel fans are dumber than regular
Yeah,
moviegoers,
like I
but
say, when it's there, we eat it up. Like I said, we saw it in Endgame. We saw it in the Avengers movies. It was just more popcorn flair to it, But yeah, you could read that subtext in the Avengers movies. This seems like they're just going to totally throw it in your face,
Yeah, because I think it hasn't really resonated with a lot of people that these are. I mean, because when you turn to Eternals, there's no way to avoid it. You got to talk about that. They have influenced civilization and religion and, all these things like that, So, and talk about how the Avengers go with it also. Speaking of, I did go back on Comixology. I did pick up Neil Gaiman's Eternals run because everybody said it's supposed to be the greatest thing ever. You have to read this right here. Eli, I read it.
By your boy, John Romita Jr., huh?
Yeah. John Romita Jr. is on there. Now, here's the thing: is it the greatest story ever written? No. I did. It's just not the New Testament. I didn't grow a third eye after reading it. I didn't feel enlightenment or anything like that. It was just a story. That was it. Honestly, I feel like Neil Gaiman could have went a little bit more into the theological aspect. Like this is the same guy that what's the name? What's that shit he got? American Gods. He's the same guy. So he could have went harder with this. Yeah. So I don't know.
It seems like she would she would match some material like that. Now that I think about it, her filmmaking style, or like Silver Surfer or some shit like that. Like,
pontificating and just talking about, she really would kill I don't know if Silver. See, you got to throw action and comedy and bad jokes and bad soundtracks. That's what people expect from Marvel movies. This isn't that. So I don't know if it'll work. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, we haven't seen that. I mean, that's what began to work. Essentially that's what works. Yeah. No wonder everyone loves Ant-Man.
It's toast, man. I keep telling you, it's toast.
It's dry toast.
It's dry. Toast is toast. Not butter. No, it's just toast. That's it.
Some cream cheese and jelly on that shit.
No. That's Doctor Strange and all that shit like that. No cream cheese. No. What we got next? Did you said you didn't want to talk about this?
I guess it's up there, so we might as well talk.
Fuck it, might as well. Because I'm just clicking shit at this point. To be honest with you.
Okay. So the new Predator movie is coming out. It's supposed to be taking place like in the Old West or something, or in the 1800s, dealing with a Native American tribe and a female warrior who takes on the Predator.
Okay.
And Amber Midthunder has been cast in the lead. She was on Legion with Carrie and Carrie. She lived inside the old man, and when he was in danger, she jumped out of his body and whooped ass. Really cool. I think she's a really good actress. I think she can totally handle action. Not sure about the script. Not sure about the whole, I'm tired of the let's have Indians and buckskin movies. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's what this is going to be.
You think it's going to be back in? You think it's going to be back in the 1800s or something like that?
Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be. And
they said it. That's what's happening.
Yeah,
oh wow. Okay.
I'm all about seeing other versions of Predator, different. I mean, some of the best comics in Predator were where they went with different time periods. So I mean, in the end, I just want to see a cool Predator movie, and I'm kind of checking my brain at the door. I'm not gonna I can bitch about stereotypes and how this is appropriating culture and all that shit, but I'm not gonna. Again, if they do that shit where the Predator shows the natives how to be smart and build pyramids and shit, then I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh,
then
like
it's gonna ruin.
Like Eternals, okay?
Yeah, then I'm gonna be mad. I mean, fuck this whole movie, But what should happen? The natives should show the Predators how to hunt, and they take their skills back
That's
to
the thing.
Oh wow, this spear, this nets and traps and shit. Yeah, they should influence the Predator. You know,
Now
instead
that
of
would
the
be
other
a
way.
cool twist. I can see
you know,
that right here.
if they do that ancient alien shit, then I'm gonna be
Right.
pissed. You know, so. But other than that, again, I just want to see a cool Predator movie. I'll support native artists regardless. But come on, I'm tired of seeing natives in buckskin and feathers and shit. You know.
Do better, Hollywood. That's all.
Yeah, that's all.
Let's see what else we got here. Do you want to talk about Bad Blood?
Bad Blood.
I'm sorry. Bad Batch.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about
I'm sorry. I completely forgot about that.
I just want to mention something, Bad Batch, the new episode. So Bad Batch is the new Star Wars show. It's basically an extension of the Clone Wars. It's Clone Wars Season 8 is what it is. This Clone Force 99, they were sort of defected clones that were that had enhanced abilities, and they were like Black Ops. They did Black Ops missions. Anyways, this takes place after the Clone Wars are over. They're kind of on the run. The Empire is, sifting clones out and bringing in stormtroopers. So clones are no longer needed. So they're kind of fugitives right now. In this new episode, they basically become bounty hunters. They get a job. They get hired by somebody to go find a child. And the child, it turns out to be a baby Rancor.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, I got
the thing that Luke killed in.
Yeah, from Empire or not from Return of the Jedi, when Jabba put that drop
Matter
the
of fact,
trap door.
Mark Hamill tweeted that.
Yeah,
I thought he was just joking. He was like, "I know a baby I know a Rancor when I see one." Hold on, let me see if I can put it.
Yeah, so there's the Rancor. Jabba drops Luke into the trap door, and he fights this big giant monster. One of the coolest monsters ever. I love this thing. I have so many toys of that. I still have so many versions of this monster. I love this thing. This is what makes Return of the Jedi for me. That whole scene. I'm a Godzilla fan of monsters and shit, so I was all over that. So when I saw the Bad Batch episode and it's a baby Rancor, I was like, holy shit. But then, so they rescue this baby Rancor. They bring it back to the person, who hired them. And it turns out they were selling this baby Rancor to Bib Fortuna.
Oh, okay. So it's the same Rancor.
It's the same Rancor. So Bib Fortuna is Jabba's right-hand man, the Twi'lek dude with the tentacles on his head, who Boba Fett shot at the end of The Mandalorian. Remember the after credit scene?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So basically this is now canon where that is the Rancor that Jabba will raise and try to feed Luke to years later.
Interesting.
So now here's the thing. Okay, there's a book. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. So here's this book, Tales from Jabba's Palace.
Mm-hmm.
Read this 20 years ago. No longer canon. It's now considered legends. But there's a story in here that talks about how Jabba got his Rancor and the Rancor Keeper. One of the coolest stories ever. Jabba, pits the Rancor against other monsters, like a gladiator fighting style. He would bet on like pit bull fighting, only with big monsters. He fights a crate dragon and shit. The Rancor Keeper basically walks the Rancor out on Tatooine and lets it run around the desert. It fights banthas and sand people. It kills Jawas. It's just a really cool story. I always wanted to see something like that again, because I've been wanting to see a Rancor show up in the movies, and we still haven't, yet, or even on the show. Like every time the Mandalorian goes, and when they went to the cave, I'm thinking, is it a Rancor? Please be a Rancor, and then it never is, Yeah, this is no longer canon, but now the Bad Batch shows how Jabba got his Rancor. So I just wanted to, talk about that because I shit bricks when I saw it. Like, oh shit, Rancor.
And the same Rancor at that. So that's the thing.
I mean, it was a baby. It was cute. It was a baby Rancor.
It was so cool. Like I said, I just want to talk about something real quick. We're going to talk about the CW, which I know that's pretty much when everybody clicks off. We ain't really. Before we go there, Jake had a question.
Do you need to watch Clone Wars before this new show? No. You could just jump right in. and appreciate it, but it would help because it does reference a lot of stuff in the Clone Wars and Mandalorian. What's her face? The sniper. The sniper from
Fennec.
Fennec. She was in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
So young Fennec was in this episode. The sniper chick from Mandalorian. I mean, yeah, the Clone Wars is dope. If you've never seen the Clone Wars, I suggest check it out. It's some of the best Star Wars storytelling ever. You know, it makes the prequels matter more. Yeah, Anakin's a total badass. A lot of really cool storytelling. Yeah, especially the first 2 seasons were okay, but after that it starts picking up and gets like you're like, damn. So yeah, but you could just watch the Bad Batch. It's a good starting out point. So, but yeah, check out the Clone Wars too.
Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, like I said, we're gonna talk about. Well, I guess I'm gonna. Well, you saw it last. You can talk about it also. We're gonna talk about Superman and Lois. We're gonna talk about that, even though that's a CW show, and I know people have sworn off the CW, quit watching it. I get it. Honestly, Eli, I think I'm about to jump off the train. Flash is bad right now.
I haven't watched Flash.
It's bad, man. It's like they don't care. It's just like they just walk in and just say the lines and leave. That's what it feels like. I was like, why am I watching Batwoman? Like, what the fuck are they doing with that?
I gave up on Batwoman too.
It's bad, just bad enough that you can watch. Like, oh, this is bad. Let me watch this. You know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I haven't watched it since the Crisis crossover a year or 2 ago. That's like the last time I watched any of those shows.
Well, she's black now, so anyway. Superman, yes, Superman and Lewis is fantastic. I love when people do that. CW is woke now. Anyway, what we're talking about now, for those who don't know, I'm going to do a big spoiler on this show. Let's see what we have here. The new Batwoman. I'll be honest with you. I watch every episode of Batwoman, but it's definitely a guilty watch where you just feel like, what am I watching? But I watch it. I don't care. I'm caught up on it.
You feel guilty for watching it?
I do feel guilty for watching, but I watch it anyway. It's just like, I could be doing something else better with my time right now, but I'm going to just watch it, because it's on. Because the CW app is so easy to use. I just use it, even though the show's Kung Fu. I'm caught up on Kung Fu.
Oh, yeah, I only watched the 1 or 2 episodes of that.
They had like a big famous martial artist that, like a big Hollywood movie star. He was the bad guy of like the last episode.
Oh, no shit.
Okay, you'd recognize him. I've seen him. I was like, I know that guy from somebody. But if you watch it, you know who
I'll Google it right now.
You Google it while I'm talking about Superman and Lois. Okay. So, like I said, Superman and Lois had this big reveal last week. Like I said, they had a multiverse version of Lex Luthor that was on the show, Black Lex Luthor. People got upset. Oh, they're changing characters. But they, but they threw you for a twist. Turns out he's not Lex Luthor. He's actually John Henry Irons. For those that don't know who John Henry Irons is, he's a comic book character. He is Steel from the comics. John Henry Irons Steel. So, yes, he's one of the Reign of the Superman guys. So, that's him. It threw everybody for a loop. He even pulled out the hammer. I'd show you the clip, but I don't have it on him right now. So, he even pulled out the hammer, started smacking Superman with the hammer. Red suit energy, all stuff like that. So, yes, this is the first time Steel has been on TV since Shaquille O'Neal killed the character. Yeah. So that's a thing. So yeah, I thought they were pretty cool. Now, yeah, so John Henry Irons is a bad guy of the show. He's the big bad of the show. We already know he's gonna do a heel face turn. That's coming later on down the road. That's gonna be a thing. But just the fact that they threw us for that loop and stuff like that, because I still feel like he's a composite character. Now, for those who don't know what composite characters are, it's when you take 2 characters and make them one person. Because everything about him so far says he's Earth 3's Lex Luthor. He's married to Lois Lane, which that Luthor was. Superman went nuts and started killing people, which Superman did. He had a armor suit. He was friends with Superman's father-in-law, Sam Lane. All that shit tracks, But maybe they're not going there because, like I said, the multiverse collapsed because that was the whole point of the Crisis thing that happened 2019, 2010, whenever that happened. So how is he acting like he's Lex Luthor? Maybe he just pretending to be Lex Luthor. Maybe he made the shit up. Maybe he's whatever.
The show alluded because he stole the Lex Luthor suit or whatever.
Right.
And the suit was calling him Mr. Luthor. So the show was like suggesting that was him, that he was like some Elseworld multiverse Earth 2 whatever version of Lex Luthor.
Right.
That's what we thought. And then they revealed his real name. And I was like, oh, that's when I texted you. I was like, yo, go watch the Superman.
Like we talk about Superman. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, but we still don't know. I mean, obviously he's not Lex Luthor, but does he think he's Lex Luthor? Is he pretending to be Lex Luthor? What's the deal? Or maybe the multiverse version of Earth 3 Lex Luthor invaded John Henry Irons' mind or something. I don't know. Yeah. There's plenty of things
I just thought he like stole the suit or some shit, and
and it may be that simple. I may have
hacked into it, and that's why it's calling him Luthor or whatever. But
yeah, and it may be something just that simple. I don't know. We'll see. I thought it was intriguing when I saw it. I'm like, oh shit!
Yeah, when he pulled out the hammer, I was like, oh shit!
Yeah, like you're not the Man of Steel. I am. I'm like, oh shit, we're going there. Okay.
I did this show. I've been into this show. I'm surprised. Okay. I didn't think I'd like it, but
like I said, this is the saving grace of the CW. Honestly, they really just dumped this on HBO Max to be done with it. That way we just whatever. But
we can have all the dick and boobs and swear and the Snyderverse version.
Right.
You can punch people's heads off and shit.
Yeah, it'd be like that Teen Titans shit, Superman also says fuck Batman,
Fuck Batman.
All right, let's move on to the next part of the podcast. Okay, we crank it along. We're going to the video game section. Now, Eli, we haven't done the video game section in a while. And honestly, I was like, whatever. But this news, I was like, hold up. We got to talk about this. Have you ever played a Virtua Fighter game?
Oh, yeah, on the old PlayStation 1. The old PlayStation 1.
Jake, I don't know. It's few and far between.
They start out good, and then
once they hit season 2, season 3, that's it. Just
because that's honestly that's about season 4. I jumped off of Flash. I stayed with Arrow a little bit longer. I did watch a few seasons of Supergirl. I watched a season or 2 of Legends of Tomorrow, but I never stayed. I never stay with them.
I'm about to say something blasphemous, Eli. All right, on the CW, like I said, we know that Black Lightning just in. Honestly, I thought that show sucked, man. That's just me.
And I never watched any Black Lightning.
Here's the thing. First,
I feel like a traitor.
Let me clear for myself so we're both going to be traitors. The first 2 seasons of Black Lightning were really good. I did like the first 2 seasons.
After that you know what? When I was watching this new episode of Superman, and John Henry was like fucking with all the technology and all the lightning started like the electricity. I was like, oh shit, is he gonna get electric power? I was like, oh shit, man.
Because it's his contract, he has to. But yeah, but Eli, that third season of Black Lightning was just fucking terrible. In the 4th season, last season, they were just swapping out characters just for no fucking reason whatsoever. I'm just like, if they don't care, why should I care? Just end this shit, just be done with it. So I'd rather it go out right then than go like season 8, like what Flash is doing now. They're doing all that dumb Steel Force bullshit. No, just let it go. Just be done with it.
Like the Flash, the first few seasons of the Flash with Gorilla Grodd, and then they have Killer Shark and shit. And it was like really good for a while, and then they
ran out of ideas. They just ran out of ideas. That's what happened. So I don't know. Anyway, back to video games. Okay, so talking about Virtua Fighter, which the game I can't remember when it came out, but they're re-releasing it on the PlayStation 4, just digital, and it's coming, I think, next week. No, tomorrow. Yeah.
Is it part of that? Is that Capcom or whatever?
No, that's Sega.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Sega.
They're pushing this like game pack with all these old school games where you can play online with people and shit. Like it's a downloadable. You can play like old school Street Fighter and
I think I got an email for that. I hadn't clicked anything.
1941 and all those like old school like Sega games from like way back. Like classics, arcade classics and shit.
Yeah, same way with this one. So, but here's the thing: they're making it PlayStation exclusive. Now, honestly, Virtua Fighter 5 is one of my favorite fighting games of all time. I love the game. It's so deep. The game is so deep that you can take the same character as another guy, and if both you guys learn them to the level they're supposed to be at, you will fight nothing like each other. You won't even do the same moves that guy does. It's insane. It's like real fighting. It's like just like a Jeet Kune Do fighter over here, and this guy knows the same fighting style. They're not gonna fight alike. They just within that wheelhouse. So it's crazy. It's only 3 buttons: grab, attack, and block, and it's insane. So my thing is, why make this PS4 exclusive? The PC crowd would eat this up. We love shit like this. Old school games, you just dump on there and we can play. Nobody else is playing. We love this shit. You know, Xbox players ain't gonna be even play this game.
Hey,
so it's just,
you know what? Hey, shout out to my boss for the goodies he sent us a couple weeks ago. I've been busting that electronic football ever since.
You told me about that.
Oh, it's so much fun. Just do. I'm having so much fun just moving dots.
Yeah,
dodging, dodging
like old
and juking.
Tecmo Bowl and stuff. Yeah, like
it's so much, so simple. The simplicity, it's so fun. I've been busting.
Yeah, you don't need all
that. Yeah, man. I took the Vikings to the Super Bowl like 5 times now and shit.
Oh man.
Oh,
and that's all you need. You like fun is fun. You don't need bleeding edge graphics, things like this, like that. But yeah. But my thing is, here's the thing, Eli. I'm gonna give you a life hack. So there actually is a way Xbox and PC players can play Virtua Fighter 5 right now. And this is the way. Some people know this already. No emulator. Yakuza.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Yakuza at like 4, 5, 6, Yakuza 4, Yakuza 5, Yakuza 6, they're like $20 right now. So in those games, they have an arcade like hub you can go to and just play games. In that game, in that system, the full version of Virtua Fighter 5 is in the game. You just play it.
No shit.
It's just there.
There's been some games like that. I think like one of the Grand Theft Auto games, you could like play Pong or some shit.
Well, Ninja Gaiden on Xbox, you can unlock the Ninja Gaiden Nintendo version.
Okay.
So that was on there. I had that on there. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. So honestly, Eli, now that I found that out, because I found out this weekend, I might buy Yakuza and stream it. I don't know. I've never played one of the games before, but I want to just ignore everything in the game just so I can play Virtua Fighter.
Where's the arcade?
Right, just go straight to it and ignore all of the bullshit. So, one more thing about it. What I'm also hearing, this is a rumor that Virtua Fighter 5 might be a PS Plus game. So if you have PlayStation and you're playing online, you're paying for the online service, you might get the game for free.
Okay.
So yeah. So man, I wish I was on PlayStation. Eli, I would beat so much ass on that because I'm the only person who knows how to play that game. Nobody played the game when it first came out.
I gotta get me a new. I got the PS4. I gotta get me a new. I gotta get me a hard drive because my shit's full. Like I gotta because I was doing that.
You got the Call of Duty on there or whatever.
No, I every time I download a game, I gotta like delete something and shit. Because I ain't got no space no more.
Well, that would do it. So, all right, can we move on to the next part of the podcast?
Yeah.
All right. So, like I said, now we're going to jump into it. This is the comic book bullies where we talk about comic books, and I guess we can just jump into what the first comic book we had. That's what she said. You left yourself open for that one. Should I go first? You go first. I think you have more books than I do.
I got a ton of shit, but I think I could just do a bunch of them like in one rant. Because
cool.
I read a ton of indie shit this week.
Okay, so let me just go ahead and knock mine out first. I think this is gonna be simple, not gonna be simple.
Did you read Heroes Reborn?
I did. Okay. We'll do. I might let you do Heroes Reborn.
No, you should do it because I got so many other shit.
Okay, so I'll do Heroes Reborn. So first book we're gonna do is X-Men number 20. That's the one we're gonna do. And Eli, Hickman is actually moving the story. With something he never does. Yeah, he's actually moving the story forward. It's not like some one shot of paying attention. This actually is a follow-up with the story he did before, and I'll go into it, what we're talking about. So basically how this book starts off is that we start off with Mystique. And this is immediately after, I think, issue 10 or something like that. I can't remember when this book started. But yeah, so Mystique goes to Forge. She goes to Forge because Forge, like at the beginning of the book, and disappears after that. And she basically asks, Professor X and Xavier sent me for you to make a weapon for me. And it's like, what kind of weapon do you need? Like, I need the biggest weapon that you can get to destroy shit. And she's like, well, if I make a weapon like that, it'll destroy all kind of shit. You can't be on the planet with that. You're like, okay, make that shit. She's like, oh, you want that type of weapon? Like, yeah, we're gonna destroy Orcus, that floating thing over by the sun where they're making like Mother Sentinels and shit like that. So basically, Professor X and Magneto is sending Mystique to go blow that shit up, and Ford's supposed to make a weapon to do it. She's like, okay, give me a couple weeks and I'll knock it out. And a couple weeks have passed, since that happened. So what he did, he made a black hole gun. He made a gun that created singularity, and basically what they're going to do is that she's going to go back to the Orcus base through one of those flower gates that they left behind, and she's going to just drop it in there, be done with it, and that's it. Before they create Nimrod. Once they create Nimrod, every single future that Moira McTaggart saw, it's over. It's done. So we're gonna go through it. Is that you?
What?
I hear something that might be me. Anyway, the thing is, she's too late. They've made I'm hearing it. Okay.
What do you hear?
I'm trying to. I don't know. It's somebody in the background. I don't know if it's you or me.
Oh, that might be my daughter out there blabbing and shit.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, I just make sure it wasn't me. That's
I'm
all.
in her room. I had to like rearrange rooms and shit, so that's why.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. All right, so
I didn't know you can hear that. Is that my mic picking? Because I'm in a closed door. She's like out down the hall.
Yeah, it's faint. It's faint, but it's whatever.
It's a good ass mic.
You got your money's worth for it. All right. So they actually made Nimrod. Nimrod is already finished. And what the doctor did is that her husband that died in like one of those House of X books, she found a way to download his brain into the robot. So the robot knows that's her husband, and that's Nimrod. So Nimrod is up, full memories of his old life. He's got all the Nimrod powers, the same way that wiped out all the mutants and shit like that. And he's just like, you brought me back, but I got all these powers, but I can't give you a baby like you always wanted. You're like, it don't matter as long as you're with me. That's it. And he's like, wait, there's a mutant here. You're a mutant. And she's like, huh? Like, everybody stand back. I'm about to blow this mutant to hell. You're like, don't worry about that. I'll take it myself. So it was Mystique the whole time in there. So Mystique does her thing. Yeah.
I thought it was malfunctioning or something. Like, you have 13 seconds to
like N209 to comply. Like, nah, he's fully functional. So yeah, so he's protecting, and she drops the bomb and disappears, but the bomb doesn't like immediately blow up. It like slowly blows up and shit like that. So Mystique takes off while the bomb is there. Nimrod clones himself because it's one of his powers. So he clones himself. One of them goes after Mystique while the other one teleports on the outside of the base and, destroys the bomb. But the thing is, since his memories hadn't fully downloaded yet, he's saying, if I leave, my consciousness of my old self is going to go with me. So I'm just going to be just a robot and you're going to lose your husband again. But he was like, I'd rather do that than, lose you and lose his whole spaceship. So Nimrod his clone teleports her to another side of the base. He teleports himself into outer space so the bomb can like blow up, and it blows up without blowing up Orcus. So Nimrod is a regular ass robot again. Her husband is technically dead because he died when he went to space and shit. So she's crying shit like, no. Meanwhile, Mystique is hauling ass, and Nimrod teleports in front of her before she can make it to the gate. You're like, tell your masters they fail, they won't win, and let them know that you saw me at the beginning and you will see me at the end, and blasts her through the gate, So she's dead on the way through the gate. So some guy, I don't know who this guy is. I'm pretty sure Hickman will break this down later on. Anyway, back to Krakoa. Oh, that's the thing. He said, like, yeah, I know the mutants hated us, but with this attack, we're trying to assassinate us. They fear us, All right. So Mystique has, they basically brought Mystique back after she, because they basically said Nimrod sent your dead body back through the gates. But I want you to, and Mystique and Magneto's is like, I want you to tell me, Mystique, what happened over there. I failed. I didn't make it, because the thing was, the only reason she's doing this shit for Professor X and Magneto, because they said, if I complete the mission, you'll bring my wife Destiny back. So when they find out everything's going on, that Nimrod is here, because basically Nimrod is the end game. If Nimrod is here, every time he showed up, every timeline that they found, they die. That's it. So they're like,
what I remember from House of X or Powers of 10 or whatever.
Right. So that's the thing. So Nimrod exists in this timeline now. So like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an oh shit moment. So they're like, oh, we need to push this forward. We need to do blah, blah, blah. While they just talking to themselves, Mystique, like, wait a minute, what about my wife? You gonna bring my wife back? Like, what about your wife? So they just completely just screwed over Mystique. They don't give a shit. So we see them going to this secret place nobody else knows about, and it's Moria chilling. Nobody knows Moria's alive except them. To be continued, because they realize the situation is just that crazy. Because if Nimrod's here, it's over. So yeah. So like I said, that's all I want. Hickman, just get on track. That's all.
That's we're waiting. Yeah, it takes about this long. How long has it been since House of X?
I mean, hell, if we really follow this storyline, all this bullshit story, it should have been told in 3 issues, 3 fucking issues. But yeah, that's what he's at right now.
That's how he does it. That's how he drags it out for a few years.
Like, why are you dragging this out? This is the story you won't give us the story we want. Nimrod's here. We're fucked. That's what we want to know. So
then, issue 78. Oh shit! It was all worth it.
Fucking Hickman. Oh man. All right. So
4 years of this shit, and finally something finally cool happened.
And every single story he's ever told has finally paid off.
No wonder why that ball fell down the window or whatever. Now I get it. That one panel and back
mine just blown like oh shit.
Issue 7, the one panel where the cat was like drinking milk. It all makes sense now.
Oh man.
Shit. All right. I do Beta Ray Bill.
Oh yeah. Let's get you set up. Let's see.
This is dope. This is like this. Is this my book of the week? Or I don't know. There was a lot of good shit this week.
It was a lot of good shit. I had to cut some shit that normally I would have read. Yeah.
Yeah. So Beta Ray Bill, number 3, Daniel Warren Johnson, writing and art. I love his art. So basically, Beta Ray Bill took off from Asgard because he was sick of Thor's shit. Thor broke his Stormbreaker. Now he can't change back into a human. And so he takes off to go find a new weapon. He found Odin, who says, "Oh yeah, you can get the sword of Surtur, Twilight.
The Twilight sword, right?
Yeah, go get that, and it's full of magic, and you can do what you want." So that's what he does. He takes Pip the Troll and Scourge, and they're on Scuttlebutt. They're going to the what's it called?
You say Scuttlebutt is like a sexy transformer now?
Yeah, Okay. So last issue, she like her AI manifested into this like hot robot.
Scuttlebutt for real.
Yeah. Scuttlebooty. Yeah. And they're going to what Heim? Niflheim?
Niflheim.
Muspel or whatever.
Muspelheim. Hell? They're going to hell?
Yeah, they're going to hell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Muspelheim. Yeah.
That's where they're going because they're trying to find Surtur's sword. And this issue is just action-packed. They go to hell. They're getting chased by demons. It's like Star Wars, only in like lava hell. These demons are firing on them. They're like manning guns and shit. Like they're coming in too fast. And they're like shooting and shit. There's this really, really cool fucking action scene. It's just basically a chase through hell. They're like in a lake of lava and shit. At one point, Scuttlebutt and Beta Ray Bill have this like really in-depth conversation on basically about their relationship, and she's sort of, he's always had a thing about his appearance, and
I mean, a horseman, so I understand.
Yeah, he looks, he's always had a hang up on how he looks, and then Scuttlebutt's like, well, you know what? It ain't about what you look like. It's about what's inside you. And and she's, I've watched you through the years. I know everything about you. I know what you like.
He's gonna fuck the ship. I see it coming. Yeah.
So, anyways, she's like, it's about what's inside. And she's having a hard time. Like, I've never been a physical manifestation. I've just been this, this memory data in this ship. you know. So she's having a struggle with her appearance. Now she's just this hot robot now. But she ends up is like, I know you're after this weapon, but here I can give you a weapon. And she makes him a weapon. This gnarly ass like axe that can throw. It has like jet propellers and shit, and they can like throw it and come back just like Thor's hammer and shit. And she gives it to him. It's like, this is, gives it to him. Knows what he needs, But
he's gonna fuck the ship. We see it coming.
Yeah. So again, he uses the axe and whips ass, and then they go through the lake of lava, and she can control her ship, with her mind. Well, she's obviously just the AI in a robot, so she controls the ship. She's using all the power to for the shields because they're going through lava, and they finally get to like the bottomless pit where they think they're gonna find the sword. And instead it's just this big giant Cthulhu something.
Okay.
There's the ship, and there's these big tentacle, crab things coming up, and it says to be continued. So
interesting.
I don't know. I love this. The art is dope. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Daniel Warren Johnson. I love his art style. And this is just taking a character again that I never really gave a shit about, and just giving him some depth and some light. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And just, getting to the core of him. And he looks ugly because I've seen Beta Ray Bill before. And he just looks like a horse, but he makes like, Daniel Warren Johnson makes Beta Ray Bill like look like an actual like scary creature and shit.
Like some kind of demon, yeah.
Yeah, like that's how he looks. Like he looks like ugly. He doesn't just that dude with the horse head. No, he looks like a scary monster and shit. So yeah, this is This is a 5 out of 5. I really dug this. So
nice. Okay. All right. So next book we're going to do is, let's see if I can find it. Nope, not that one. You ready to do that? Heroes Reborn?
Yeah.
Let's knock this shit out. Okay. Wait, you said you kind of like you said you kind of like this one.
I did kind of like it.
Really? Okay.
Mostly because of the art. James, his name is James Stocco. I've been calling him Stocco for all these years. I finally saw an interview with him. It's Stocco.
Okay, because it's definitely not the typical Marvel art we're accustomed to.
Yeah, he did some aliens. He's doing that Orphan and the Five Beasts, that Kung Fu book that I've been reading with the thunder thighs and shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing that. Yeah, I really dig this guy's art. So that's one of the reasons why I liked it. So
yeah, because let me just show him. Yeah, because I thought I was like reading an image book when I first picked this up. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Threw me for a loop in the beginning. But anyway, the story goes is that, like I said, this is still an alternate universe where the Avengers never existed. And the Squadron Supreme of America, which is basically Marvel's version of the Justice League, the evil Justice League, have shown up. So in the blue area of the moon, and everybody has gathered here because they're all hiring the greatest assassin in the universe to complete a mission. Turns out it's Rocket, or the greatest bounty hunter in the year.
Yeah.
Rocket is the bounty hunter, and Groot is his gun. Right. So it's like, so he's like, yo, so basically everybody in the universe is paying him to go take out the target. And basically the target they're taking out is Dr. Spectrum, this Squadron Supreme of America's Green Lantern. That's their version of Green Lantern. So, and the main person that has got them together is the Watcher. And the reason the Watcher has gotten them together is because Dr. Spectrum has gouged out his eyeballs. So the Watcher can't watch, his only power, So he's paying Rocket all this money to take out Dr. Spectrum. So last time we saw Dr. Spectrum back in issue 1 of this, he was about to fight Thanos. He wins. I think he chops off Thanos' fingers with the
blows
Infinity
off.
Gauntlet.
Yeah, he blows off the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, blows him off and then throws him back into nowhere. Nowhere is this prison that basically he's saying he is the one that ripped off
He killed the god. Yeah, he killed that Celestial and made it.
So wow. Okay, so he's just that strong. And why he's going in this, and see, this one I realized. Remember how we keep talking about how all these Marvel characters have been re-envisioned into being DC characters?
Yep.
Rocket is Lobo.
Yep.
That's what it is. I was like, Rocket is somebody, but who he is? I don't look like, is he Kanjaro? Is he somebody like, no, he's Lobo. That's what he is.
Once I saw him riding that like space bike, I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, they want you to think that. So it's not, So Dr. Spectrum and Rocket have this long fight, and and Groot shoots his guns. I am Groot, but he shoots little Groots at him.
Yeah, Groot bullets.
Groot bullets that like eat his flesh and shit, or like start eating him and stuff. And eventually he does something to, get all the Groots off him. Because the Spectre kind of works when it wants to. The Prism works when it wants to. So just when he thinks like, yeah, they sent a little rat after me, nah, this is over with. So right before Rocket is about to kick the bucket and he's over with, he actually gets possessed by the Star Brand.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Star Brand, and Dr. Spectre was right saying I thought the Star Brand was another universe. Yes, original Star Brand was not in the 616 in another universe that hopped over to the 616. Long story, doesn't matter. Rocket's a god now. Mm-hmm. So since he has the power to pretty much do anything he wants, and I almost feel like the Star Brand is like, it might be like, remember that Darkstalker shit we read when we read those Green Lantern books?
Oh, yeah.
It might be that, whatever, like that, because he has the power to like make shit also. So he's like, I can make whatever the fuck I want. Oh, and he tortured Ego to live in plane. I think he kills him, throws him in a black hole, something like that. Oh, because he realizes that there's been some spaceships that had left the planet Earth. And Ego is telling him, Wakanda. It was Wakanda. He's like, liar. Wakanda don't exist. So he throws him in a black hole. So Rocket and Dr. Spectrum are just shooting it out and shit like that. And Rocket's like, since I got the most powerful gun in the world, he basically creates a gun that shoots a star at Dr. Spectrum. And Dr. Spectrum could should have had, like, you think I never killed a star before? So and that's when he unleashes the Cancerverse, the entire Cancerverse on the Rocket. Because apparently he absorbed it into the prison before, and he just shoots at the Rocket. And once he does that, the fight's over. You can't fight a universe. And then he tortures Rocket and bears his face into a sun, telling him, how did you get your hands on the Star Brand? And all stuff like that. So apparently this boy, girl, I don't really know what it is. The child has a Star Brand, because the child always has a Star Brand. It's been the baby that we saw back in one of the Avengers books, but the child is like 10 years old or 5 years old, whatever it is now, with baby Groots around her.
Was that in Hickman's run?
No, it wasn't. No, Jason Aaron's run. No, but yes, Star Brand did show up in Hickman's run also. That was the first. That was the first showing that Star Brand exists in this universe, because before then it didn't. Okay. Or the Marvel universe, whatever. But this, we have a twist, Eli, that everybody's looking the wrong direction. This is what we need to be looking at. So Dr. Spectrum goes back to Washington, D.C., and he meets President Coulson in a church. But they're saying we don't worship God in this church.
Or who they're calling somebody God. Then you find out what God they're talking about.
Exactly. So in the collection plate, Dr. Spectrum puts a $10 bill in there, and on the back of it says, "In Mephisto we trust."
There he is.
Boom. So then you see, so we've been looking for Mephisto the wrong place. Mephisto's been here the whole time. It's Mephisto all along. And it tells about how, Mephisto, Star Brand, how it came to be. So was the baby. The baby we need to go to Earth. And when we go to Earth, that's when we see, boom, it was a Wakandan ship that flew away. And it was piloted by Captain Okoye in the Star Panther 1 or whatever. You want to go to Earth? Hop in. We're going to go to Earth. So the Wakandans are in space. So that's the thing. So and the next book is going to be Black Batman, or Nighthawk, whatever you want to call him. So
right when I didn't give a shit, they got me back.
They knew what they were doing. They know that's what you want to see. We can't just give you back. We can't blow our load at the beginning. No, we're going to save Black Batman.
Yeah. But I enjoyed this. I liked, Groot Rocket being Lobo. I liked Spectrum basically being a right-wing asshole space cop.
Because he was also
just spewing all this like Fox News rhetoric, going.
You're not God. There's only one God, and he's American.
Yeah, but exactly. He said exactly that. God is American. Which is right out of Watchmen.
Right,
The
the same
red-blooded,
stuff.
red-blooded American boys. Meeting the ancient native peoples of the darkest, most untamed depths of space and
Oh, he
punching them
did.
square in the jaws.
He did say that. Oh
Yeah.
shit, I remember that now.
Yeah, showing
American
those.
exceptionalism, those savages.
Yeah, showing those savages firsthand the two-fisted glory of American exceptionalism. Yeah, just like basically, remember how what's his face? Hyperion was
Hyperion, yeah.
I kept calling him super Hannity or super super Fox News or whatever. And this is Spectrum was super Marjorie Green Taylor or super My Pillow guy. So again, I don't think it's that deep because I think the politics that they're so in your face. But
you're gonna have to
funny,
dig into it.
Yeah, it's funny how I think it's clever how they're using the characters and putting that spin on it. Yeah, Mephisto. Yeah, they're worshiping. The money is Mephisto.
Can I be honest with you? I'm not even making this shit. I thought Mephisto was behind this the whole time, but I don't want to say it because it's what everybody's been saying. It's a running joke now. Oh, it's Mephisto. It's Mephisto.
Yeah, and then like I said,
really
the
is
art,
Mephisto. So
the fucking art, man. The panel with the rocket getting the cancer and shit and all the tumors.
Yeah,
and
the
shit.
cancer burst. That was crazy. Yeah,
that's
was insane.
Fucking dope. That's right out of John Carpenter shit, some Cronenberg shit, or or when what's his face gets shot with the Groot bullets, and all the centipedes and
start eating him and stuff.
Yeah, that shit. Yeah, that shit's dope, man.
Yep.
Yeah. I enjoyed this. Surprisingly, I was like, "Wow, that was pretty good." Right when because I didn't like the last issue, I was like, "I don't care." But then I said, I'd see this out, and I like this.
Now they're gonna give us Nighthawk, so we're gonna see how that goes. And Black Panther's gonna show up in that book. There's no way he's not gonna show up in there doing something.
Wakanda's gonna be like Gotham or some shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be some kind of connection.
Well, if he says Wakanda doesn't exist or something, maybe they colonized it or something. Oh shit! Who knows what happened in that universe?
Well, we don't know. I'm pretty sure it's some kind of crossover issue we need to read to find out what the hell happened. So I don't know. Yeah. So what you got next?
I'll do this Star Wars shit.
Okay. Wait, did you say something about Star Wars?
Yeah, I did the War of the Bounty Hunter tie-ins.
I mean, you didn't put on the list, but it's cool.
Yeah, but it's Vader, the Darth Vader book, and the Dr. Aphra book. So this prelude to the War of the Bounty Hunters, where they're trying to find Han Solo frozen in carbonite, and they're all trying to make that bounty. I've been reading every book so far, and this is where I'm like, okay, maybe I don't need to anymore.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Because the Dr. Aphra book, I haven't read Dr. Aphra in a while, so I don't really know what's going on. But, it was just one of her missions. And then at the end, the very last page, they say, oh, yeah, go, so-and-so needs you or some bounty, something needs you. Go there. And then she goes. And that's good. Next, the War of the Bounty Hunter. So it really had nothing to do with the whole War of the Bounty Hunters storyline, and neither did the Vader book. The Vader book, which I stopped reading a while ago because all it was Vader whining again
about Padme and
why is Luke so soft? Who made Luke soft? I gotta find out. I gotta toughen this kid up. And I guess him and the Emperor fought, and the Emperor whipped his ass. So in this whole issue is basically Vader being repaired. He's on the
damn, so he got beat that bad. Okay.
Yeah, he's getting new limbs and shit. And he's talking about Solo and how the reason why Luke is so weak is because he relies on his friends. He doesn't know the rule of two and how to be by yourself and dwell in your own sadness all the time, because the dark side, that's what they're leaning into. And I don't know how I feel about that. Like, in order to be Vader is so powerful because the dark side feeds on his sadness. So he's got to be sad sack to be powerful. So
The
it's
movie's
always-
kind of hinting at that too. So I don't know.
but they're really leaning into this, Vader, got the blues shit.
Yeah. Or just negative emotion in general, just anger.
Yeah, I
you know.
get it, but it's just him whining and just like, geez, man, come on. It's just lame. Like Vader, me and the blues. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. And they're like, okay, I'm going to hire the bounty hunters, basically, or something. Somebody's making a deal with Jabba, or another Hutt is making a deal with Vader about getting Solo or something. And I'm like, this didn't really have anything to do with that, the tie-in either. So now I don't think I need to read them all. I think I'm going to stay with the few key books.
Okay, instead of the crossovers and stuff like that.
Because there's like 5 books a month, and this goes till October. So that's like 30 books.
They're gonna drag this out, yeah.
It's like, I don't know if I can, I don't know if I'm going to stay on it. So, all right.
Okay. All right. So book I got next is Black Panther number 25.
Oh, is this the last one?
This is the last one. This is it. This is the finale. This is the big one where all the black superheroes go to Wakanda and protect them from zombie warlord Venom Killmonger. I might have missed some adjectives in there, but yeah, that's what's all going on right now. So, as the book starts off, it's got the whole thing. It's got Black Panther versus Killmonger, and Killmonger has been resurrected. The body has been resurrected by the Venom thing, and yeah, he's about to kill everybody. So, hold on. So, how we're going to it is. So the first thing goes off, you see all the black heroes. It's really not, it's just them, just awesome panels and shit. Riri fucking up people, Falcon fucking up people.
People fight.
Yeah,
Fight.
Miles Morales. Yeah, that's fine. No dialogue. At the beginning, no dialogue. War Machine, Rhodey, because he's venomized some of the other people, who else we got? Luke Cage. Who the hell is that? I don't know. I'm a Black Heroes. I don't know. But anyway, they're doing some shit. Who protected him? Eden protected him. Yeah. So, but yeah, you got Black Panther and Killmonger. The thing is, Killmonger just beating the shit out of Black Panther the whole time. He's just wiping the floor with them. And then the more he gets beat up, Black Panther got that thing where he can like shoot off you and shit like that. I don't care about
absorbs the energy or whatever.
Yeah, absorb the energy, but it don't matter. Killmonger just keep coming for him. And I'm trying to get to this point where he just still beating the shit out of him. And he's like, and he's even talking shit to him like that. The gods are telling you to come home, T'Challa. Can't you hear the gods? He's like, yeah, I hear the gods. Then they're telling me to come home. They're telling me to beat your ass, and then throws him into a wall and shit like that. But it doesn't matter. He keeps coming back. And that is what I was. So Storm and Monica Rambeau join in the fight to start fighting and shit like that. They start fucking him up.
Is this like part of the whole King in Black shit, or
no? This has nothing to do with King in Black.
But he's got a symbiote?
His symbiote is from the future or from the past or from the present. Never mind. It's time travel bullshit going on right now. But anyway, all this shit, Storm and Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, they fucking up Venom because Venom zombie Killmonger because, that's all his weakness like that. Bass, the little girl, is watching all this shit go by. Nobody can see her on the battlefield. She's just walking by and nobody can see it. And then Zenzi, her power is that she can tap into your negative emotions, shit like that. So she finds somebody find a superhero that got some negative emotions and taps into it and is gentle. I'm sorry, not gentle. Another Black hero I don't know. They went real obscure with this shit. Who is this guy? Vibraxis. That's his name. Okay.
Going deep, yo.
They going deep with this shit. But anyway, Vibraxis, who is native Wakandan, don't like it how Storm and Captain Marvel are fucking up Killmonger. So he steps to the fight. He's like, y'all, this is Wakanda's fight. y'all don't jump into the fight. They're like, what the fuck you doing? But they didn't know that, she got into his head. And Black Panther recognizes her scent. He don't see her, but he smells her. So he knows she's around here somewhere. Meanwhile, Storm can see Bass. The reason she can see him because, Storm got connections to the Orochi and all this shit like that. So she can see her. So that's why so anyway, more fighting. Riri blows up some shit. Killmonger, see fighting up shit. A lot of fighting. I'm gonna just skip to the end. What goes on is that what does happen in this shit? Black Panther stabs. Who does he stab? Some guy. But Killmonger gets his hands on the spear of Bashinga, the actual spear, and chokes T'Challa and breaks it in half. And then Bass does some shit where she interrupts, saves him. Oh, yeah. She pretends to be... No, she ain't gonna pretend. She is Killmonger's daughter. Not this Killmonger, but the Killmonger from the future or the Killmonger from the past. Look, I'm not gonna get into shit. Coach really just screwed the pooch on this shit. Anyway, the Venom Killmonger recognizes his daughter, but the zombie Killmonger doesn't know who she is, so they separate from each other. They fight. So when Venom Killmonger gets away, all of a sudden he's wide open. So what happens? Yeah. T'Challa grabs the spear of Bashinga, and I'm just going to the end. He stabs him. He stabs Killmonger, kills him. Because Bass told him to put the blade where it belongs. That old thing. All right. Yeah. So Killmonger's dead. But now, since Emperor Zombie Alien Venom Killmonger is dead, yeah, that's what killed him. I got to that point. Who's gonna rule the five galaxies? Oh, and Bass gets out of the body of the baby she was in, the child she was in. She actually becomes the cosmic entity Bass. So that's what Bass actually looks like. She's a god. And then she disappears and shit like that. So War Machine. Oh, you got the cool black superhero shot. Rhodey and Captain Marvel, Ronnie Rambo, and all this like that. So basically, to cut to the end of it, T'Challa becomes the Emperor of the Five Galaxies because they don't have an emperor. He killed the Venom zombie, whatever Killmonger thing, so he becomes it. This was pretty cool. I kind of like this when Bass was when basically T'Challa blames this whole thing on Bass, and Bass hits him with, yeah, men always want to blame their gods on their mistakes, but they never want to blame their kings. You're the one who did this, T'Challa. You're the one that told those signs to go out there because you're the one that wanted to find that extra vibranium. So don't blame this shit on me. This is all your fault, And then she disappears. And then you see all throughout the five galaxies, you see like the black superheroes helping them out. There was like Dr. Franklin, Thunderball, one of the Wrecking Crew members. He was teaching, the people and stuff like that. And yeah, so basically that's the thing. He goes from King T'Challa to Emperor T'Challa. Basically, he's the king of space. Yeah, right there. Thunderball, Dr. Franklin, the guy, he talked to him in one of those issues, stuff like that. And Falcon and Mr. Knight just chilling on one of the alien Wakandan planets, They found more vibranium mines, and now he's just telling people that, yeah, I'm gonna be your emperor. So he's Emperor T'Challa now. The five galaxies. So
that totally looked like the Eternals.
It does. Oh fuck, man, it does look like that. And so, that's M'Baku, but not the M'Baku from he's M'Baku from the future or from the past. I just said
or from the present.
Or from the present. He's one of those. And it basically say Wakanda forever because Wakanda is forever because of that. And then Nakia, not Nakia we know. I'm not gonna go through this again. Anyway,
one from the future, past and present.
Right. She's in the Dahlia, which had disappeared, or the Jolly, the after plane shit like that. And she meets her mother, which is an alien fish person, and it's back. The end. So that concludes Ta-Nehisi Coates' run of Black Panther.
Now he can focus on that Superman movie.
Now yes, the same energy he gave Black Panther, I want him to give that same energy to Superman. Do the same thing, piss off as many people as possible with that shit. That's what I want. So, oh man, this shit was so convoluted. It pretty much sums up his whole run. That's my whole thing about Ta-Nehisi's run. The only people that liked his run are the people that didn't read his run, because this shit was, whew, it felt like there was some good ideas in there somewhere, but. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
But it was a comic book.
It was a comic. Eli, I'm just so glad I don't have to read no more of this shit. He's off now. They are bringing another Black Panther book back. But you have you read who the writer is going to be?
No.
John Ridley.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's going to be the new writer of the new Black Panther book. So
he's doing. I stopped reading his.
Second Son,
second Batman or whatever. I stopped reading it, but
hey,
cool.
Good choice. Good choice. It can't be worse. He cannot be worse.
And I remember those little second. He like 4 panels a page.
Right.
4 panels, and it was like 20 pages, not even
right.
18 pages.
Get in, get out.
Boom,
Tell your
boom,
story.
Boom, boom, boom. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
So, oh man, that should give me a headache, Eli. I was like, all right. So what's the next?
You sound exhausted.
It was, man. Oh, what do we got next?
I'll do Detective 1036.
Okay, let's see.
So basically, Lady Clayface is back.
Okay, cool.
So last issue, the daughter of that big mobster dude, he's like a kingpin, like giant muscular mobster. What's his name? Worth. Roland Worth. His daughter Sarah has been murdered, and because Gotham's in the crime wave and shit. So Batman has kind of teams up with the Huntress to investigate it, and they find a woman that looks like her, but she's alive, and like, what the hell? But then it turns out she starts melting into clay. And like, holy shit, she's Lady Clayface. It turns out that Lady Clayface witnessed the murder, and that's why she took on her form. And so they go investigating. They're trying to find they go and find the friend of hers, and they find him dead. And there's blood all over his hands, and and then another one of Batman's neighbors is dead too. So, and then Mayor Nakano is getting bitched out. Yeah, that's funny. I like this scene. For some reason, I really like this scene where the mayor, who's against vigilantes, and he's in league with the mob now. And the mobster's like bitching him out and like yelling at him, screaming at him to solve his daughter's murder and all this shit, and threatening him and shit, and basically like Nakano's like, damn, what did I get myself into?
Right.
Because there's a mob war between him and the Penguin. So there's a lot of shit going on. But basically, this is just good old Batman investigating a murder with the Huntress. So I really dug on this. So I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Detective story. It's a detective story.
Okay, cool.
A mystery, if you will.
All right, so this is the last book I got. This is my book of the week.
Okay.
Let's see, where is that? I bet you I didn't even do a thing for it. I did do a thing for it. Okay. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin, number 3.
Okay, yeah.
Like I said, I love it every time this book comes out. I am engrossed into this. This is reinvigorating my love for comics. Just the fact that this book exists.
Yeah.
And even
it's thick. It's got a lot of girth.
Yeah, that's all right. So yeah, like I said, so this book pretty much starts off. If I don't know what Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin is, basically like this is the last Ninja Turtle story, like canonically the last Ninja Turtle story, written by the people that created the Ninja Turtles. So this is, take it for what it is. So basically, this is they're telling a past story at the beginning of the story, that flashback of Oroku Hiroto. So this is Shredder's grandson, and now he's the leader of the Foot. And the first thing he does when he becomes leader of the Foot, he's like, I want to have a peace offering with the Hamato clan. which is the Ninja Turtles, because Hamato Hiroshi is, Splinter's owner or whatever like that.
Well, in this new canon, they're reincarnated.
No. They're knowing all this shit.
Oh, they did all that. So they're back to the old where he.
This is the old shit.
He was his pet rat. Okay.
Yeah. The shit we know from the 80s is that shit. No girl Ninja Turtles, no cow Ninja Turtle, none of that shit. No, the old 80s shit, the shit we know, that's what this is. They ignore all this shit. So we're going to it. Hiroto Yoshi in present time, and basically he is pissed off that, and Karai didn't die when she fought Raphael. She was left in critical condition and suspended animation. So technically she lived, but she's in no condition to do anything. That's why he took over. So he's like, okay, so it's time. The moment I've been waiting for, this is the moment. So basically he stands into his little teleprompter thing like that because he's going to talk to everybody in New York and basically telling them this monster tried to kill me. And he shows a picture of Michelangelo. So the whole city of New York knows what Michelangelo looks like. He was like, this monster tried to assassinate me. He's a terrorist. He's an assassin. I've done all I can to protect you. I've done all I can to save you. Now you have to return the favor for me. I won't stop till this beast is captured. And when he is captured, bring him to me and I will personally deal with him myself. And if I find, and until he is found, the artwork, man, the artwork is beautiful.
Yeah.
I gotta find it. He's like, until he is found, the whole city is under martial law. Everybody pay attention. That is how you spell martial law. I see politicians don't know how to spell that shit, but that's how it is. And until you capture him, everybody is locked down. No cell phones, no travel, no nothing.
Electricity,
no electricity. They cut everything. And it would say, and anybody who gets caught harboring this terrorist, you won't suffer the same fate. You're gonna get far worse. And they like hosing the people down the streets and all kind of shit like that. Your master has spoken. So we cut Mike. I'm gonna just speed through this. Yeah, he's talking to Casey Jones, Marie Jr., and she's pissed off. And all
yeah,
shit
well,
like
they're all in his head. Like he's imagining all his brothers talking to him and shit.
Right. And she walks in on him talking to herself. She's like, what the hell are you doing? And that's when he walks in on April, who's put together a future toy. Like I said, this is old school. Like this is old school
shit.
This is some old school shit here. Yeah, Professor Honeycutt. And then taking the story of what happened to Honeycutt, and it all ties in the back what happened to the rest of the turtles. Because when Professor Honeycutt, basically when Oroku Hiroto wanted to do a peace treaty, he's in Japan. So Donatello and Professor Honeycutt made a plane to go to Japan, to settle the peace treaty with them. So Donatello and Splinter's not dead either. Well, at least not yet, if he does that. But he survived the attack that they did on him. So basically, Donatello is flying him to Japan, and they're going to settle the peace treaty. The moment they see that plane leave out of there, Baxter Stockman sees it. He's like, okay, get the team ready. I've been waiting for them to leave. So as soon as they leave, he wants Professor Honeycutt because that's been his thing the whole time to get Professor Honeycutt. You see Bleecker and Sullivan. That's the not only did Dr. Strange live there, but also that's where April's shop is located also. So their shop is now the new base of operations. And while this shit is going on, yeah. And Casey Jones has his own team also. He calls them the Strikers and shit like that. So he has his own team. But the moment Donatello and Splinter leaves, they're going to attack. Foot ninjas pop out of nowhere, take everybody out because they're going after Honeycutt. And it's quiet. Nobody knows they're there. And what happens? There's 30 seconds. Oh, yeah. So basically, they know they're coming.
They got foot ninja robots.
Oh, yeah. They got foot ninja robots. But and they're super strong, like a break through walls and shit like that.
Yeah.
And they're coming at the Honeycutt first. You got 4 ninjas. Now, these is regular ninjas. These ain't super ninjas and shit like that. Leo makes like quick work, and this is light work. He didn't waste no time with these guys. But then that's when like the super foot ninjas come through and just break through the walls and shit like that. And then they're coming at the Honeycutt, and Michelangelo and Casey Jones, Goongala, we love when he does this shit. Yeah. And they try to go at the Honeycutt, but then Michelangelo knocks his head off. He explodes. I don't know if he exploded or Honeycutt exploded himself. But anyway,
Well,
Honeycutt
he's
is
in.
dead.
Well, yeah, Future Toy does get blown up, and they save his memory and shit, his head or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, so he's down, but they still want him. So he's just like this. Send every single mouser I ever had to go get Honeycutt. So he sends like thousands of them out
and they're
there.
drones.
Yeah, and they're drones too. Yeah,
Mouser drones.
mouse drone. Before they were just like little robots, they can fly
they had like legs and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So Casey Jones fights one of the super foot ninjas by himself, knocks into like Donnie's tool shed. He sees a sledgehammer. He's like, oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, so he like just with the doctor order. So he goes working on with a sledgehammer. Yeah.
And I read this after watching that Superman episode. I was like, oh shit.
Steel. Yeah.
Sledgehammer week.
So Casey Jones like, okay, Leo. He calls Leonidas, just to make fun of him. He's like, what's the plan? He's like, yeah, the plan, and that's the plan. You got super cyborg foot ninjas, 1,000 mouses, and it's just them. And he tells Mikey, go get the Future Toy, go get Honeycutt, go get April, get him the hell out of here. Go to Donnie and, or find a way to talk to Donnie and Master Splinter to get word to him that we've been ambushed and the peace treaty is off. This whole thing was a setup to separate us. And we're like, while that's going on, me and Casey gonna handle this. And Mikey like, y'all gonna do what? Like, y'all can't handle this. Like, yeah, we go. And basically, Casey like, next piece is on me. He like, yeah, we're gonna do pineapple. We're gonna do jalapeno. He like, man, something wrong with you. So they go in there, and Honeycutt just like, look, Stockman, you not getting me. Even if you do get past all, let me get to me. I'm gonna blow myself up. You still ain't gonna get me. We're like, well, so be it. And he basically detonates every single mouser in the shop.
Yeah,
everybody's dead.
Mm-hmm.
So, and all you see is
look at that. Yeah,
that's an awesome shot. I love it when it's a swan song for the character. They get like the splash page panel right there.
Well, they went out like, geez, Casey and Leo.
Yeah, talk about we're gonna get some pizza, and so the shop's gone, Casey's gone, Leo's gone. Don't care about Casey Jr. We'll go past that. Anyway, she gets to fighting with some other people like that. The reason April hasn't cut on Professor Honeycutt, even though she can, because she knows that's how Backstop tracked him last time.
Yeah, that he'll hack in somehow or something.
Yeah, he'll hack in. It's basically like putting a big sign just saying, "Hey, come kill me." She puts it on there, or "Come kill the rest of us." So while that's going on, she tells a story about how she does wake up, but she lost a leg, lost her arm, lost her dad, and she finds out she's pregnant. So roughly, basically, the whole incident happened about 16, 17 years ago, roughly. Yeah. And then basically, Michelangelo says what happened to him. She's like, so what happened? Well, that's what happened to me. What happened to you? Well, they told me to go find, Donnie and Master Splinter. But since their comms were cut off, I went to Japan to go find them. And that's what happened. But I took all the weapons that were down in the lair. I took all the gadgets and weapon stuff like that, and I just hopped on the plane that was going to Japan. Just went there and just stayed there looking for them. Apparently, we'll find out what happened to them next issue. Donnie and Master Splinter. And what happens next? So yeah, basically saying like the whole city's on lockdown. If we're gonna move, we're gonna make a new map, and they basically have come up with a plan on how to take down Oroku Hiroto. I think they're going to like dangle bait in front of him, so like that. Basically, can come out there, and he's a nutso. He jumps off his own building for no reason, just because he knows they're gonna catch him. And he's a mama's boy. Yeah, he's a mama's boy. Some Frank Miller shit. You know what this is. Mother, why have you forsaken me? I will be better than you, grandfather. All this bullshit. You're just like, I hate this guy already. Somebody kill him. And Abra just like, I got a surprise for you. We're gonna make one last attack on Hiroko, and basically got the party wagon. But it's all Frank Millerish Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, it's all tanked out and shit.
Yeah. And the next panel is Donnie's bow staff and Master Splinter's.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. Yeah, that's we're basically finding out like the tragedy with every issue.
With the sunset in the background, so it ain't good. We know it ain't good.
Yeah.
So
we all know they're dead, but we're seeing what happened to them.
Yeah.
But I liked how like they get into those discussions about April's daughter. Casey, what's her name? I forget her name.
Casey Marie.
Yeah.
There's probably another name to it all, but
yeah, how they're like, she's only a teenager. Like Michelangelo, like she's only a teenager.
No, we do not crap Mo Stank.
Stank.
Tony Stank. Okay.
But I like how they're like, Michelangelo's like, she's too young to do this. She's only a teenager, and they're like, well, you guys were teenagers,
right? We were 16. She fighting the same war we were fighting when we started.
Yeah, but she's not a mutant.
And we were trained our whole life for this,
Yeah. So,
but technically, she has also. So that's the thing.
No,
so
this is dope.
Here's the thing. Let me go back to Inspector Mob Shank. And I appreciate you for listening, or if you already checked that, I don't know. But let's go back to his comment. Okay, so here's the thing, Eli. We get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle because we're from that era, but a lot of people do put Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle in the same category as Inspector Gadget, DuckTales, and any other setting when a cartoon that came was like that. But they're not that. That's the thing. We're talking about the original source material. They back from the 80s. What they are, what this book is, and what they've always been at their best are basically love letters to Frank Miller. Yeah. That's what they are. That's what this is.
Yeah, the original comic books of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they were killing people. They were swearing. They were like metalheads. You saw like Metallica and Misfits posters on their walls. And
they were wearing like Watchmen stickers on them.
Yeah,
stuff like
they were brutal. They were very violent books. And then they became a cartoon, and that's when I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Right. So, and that's what everybody else knows, man. So I think when we do start reviewing Teenage Mutant Turtles and we show how much affection we have for them, that's why there is a disconnect for people that don't know the source material. Yeah. Because when you read this book, this is the same thing. It's still a Frank Miller love letter. This is The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
But with cartoon animals. That's all it is. That thing at the end, the party wagon, it was Batman's Batmobile. Everybody was taken out the same way. It was the same way with Super Batman was saying the Justice League was taken out left and right. And the early books back in the 80s, they were just...
And there was blood. You saw Leo chopping motherfuckers up. There was like blood sprays. And he's chopping up the foot ninjas, and there's like blood sprays and blood splatters.
They're ninjas. They're assassins.
Yeah. This ain't the cartoon. This ain't no cowabunga shit.
Right. No cowabunga shit. None of that shit like that. This is, like I said, this is brutal. This is violent. This is what they were supposed to be when they were made,
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, that's why this was my book of the week.
It was good.
Yeah,
it was good.
Not Black Panther 25. No,
this has been good. Well, I got should I just do Eli's indie hour or whatever?
Cool. I'm gonna make a banner next time.
Okay. Oh, I did Alien. I forgot I did Alien.
You did do Alien.
3.
Yeah.
Damn, I read a lot. There was just so much books these.
There was so much shit. We didn't do Miles Morales, the Clone Saga that came out.
Yeah, it was like they dropped everything this week.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a new, Marvel has the license for Alien now. And this is their first comic with aliens. And we're following this guy, Cruz. He worked for Weyland-Yutani, the company. And, as a security military specialist, he retired, but it turns out his son got in league with some activists who are trying to, expose the corruption of Weyland-Yutani, and they took his security ID card and went into one of the laboratories to try and, expose the aliens, and they fucked up the lab. Lab's been, no contact with the lab. Now he's sent back to go investigate, and he's got to pick up one of the specimens because it turns out the specimen that they had in that laboratory was an alpha alien. So it's got special abilities. And I got to say, the art is dope. I was worried about Marvel getting this book because, the violence, Dark Horse.
Who is that? LaRocca?
Who is doing this? Philip. Yeah, LaRocca. Yeah.
Okay. You can tell his art. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the art is really good. The fucking, there's a lot of gore. I was worried about the gore. That was my main thing. Was the gore, but we see a chest burster scene. We see it full view. I'm like, shit. Okay, if they're gonna go there, they're going there. Yeah, so here we go. There's the chest burster, chest open, blood, all that shit. So I'm like, sweet, but I'm not sure about these aliens with the special abilities and this weird alien chick queen thing hybrid. I don't know what that is. It's like a Species. Remember that when you ever see that movie Species?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, kind of like that. But these aliens, like they're shooting the aliens and it's not doing anything. Though. Like the bullets are bouncing off the aliens, and I'm like, what the hell? So I don't know how I feel about the super aliens. You know, I think maybe they're inventing them so they can fight Wolverine or something. Like Wolverine will be able to cut through them or some shit, or they can take a Hulk punch or something because Marvel has them. So let's make some super aliens that.
Yeah, it's about time. You gotta fight the X-Men eventually.
You know. So, but then a bishop bot shows up at the end and say like they were getting overrun at the end, and then a bishop bot, you know, shows up. The android bishop. You know, there's a bunch of them.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just one. It's like Terminators, where it's everybody like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Everybody.
Yeah. So he showed up there. I don't know. 3 out of 5. It's. I like the art, but I'm not sure about the story. You know. So. And yeah. Oh, and then it's a bunch of indies. Okay. All right. Let's see. Something Killing the Children, number 4 by James Tinian's horror book about monsters killing kids and a secret society called the House of Slaughter that goes out and finds them. Mm-hmm. This is number 16. It is basically the flashback origin story of Jessica, the main character, or Erica. Is it Erica or Jessica? Erica Slaughter. We see her as a kid. Her parents got killed and she killed the monster. The monster slayer showed up and like, oh, you killed this monster? Well, you should join our society. And so that's that. It's like the first, issue in that arc of her joining the House of Slaughter as a child. Cool. I've been digging this book for a while. Check it out if you're into horror. Bitterroot, number 13, continues to be one of my favorite.
Didn't know that came out. Okay.
Yeah. Bitterroot. I don't have it with me, but I got the Beat Street variant cover. Bitterroot is basically, this family who fights demons in 1920s Harlem. Really cool story. It's been picked up by Ryan Coogler is going to make it a movie, and Regina King is going to be directing it. Yep. It's basically an Evil Dead with socio-political commentary. So check that out if you're into horror. What else did I read? The Goddamned. Woo! Not for the faint of heart, not for the easily offended, especially if you're religious, but Jason Aaron's sort of fucked up barbaric take on the Bible.
Okay.
This was the last issue in the Virgin Bride story arc. Awesome. He's taking pot shots at Christianity, at the Bible. He's turning the Bible into this barbaric, fucked up dark fantasy realm. And the old story, the before the flood story, Noah was like this was, it was right before the flood. He's gathering, everybody to get on his ark. But Noah, he portrays Noah as this like barbaric warlord, enslaving people and shit.
Oh, wow.
And Cain is the good guy. Cain from, Abel and Cain, and, Adam and Eve's son. Right. Cain is like the good guy. This story was about Virgin Bride, where these like nuns are sacrificing these girls once they become able to have kids. Once they become of age, they sacrifice them to these angels that on a mountain, and it's crazy and violent and very offensive. Like I said, it's not for the faint of heart, but this one really dealt with how women were treated by the church,
Oh, so it goes there.
The women, the oppression of women, the religious oppression of women. I think that's the main theme of this book. But it was great.
I mean, there's this story that pretty much that every bad thing that ever happens in the Bible is because of a woman. Yes. If you read like every single story, yeah.
Yeah. So that it deals with that. This might be this blew me away. This might be my book of the week too. It's another one of my book of the weeks. I got multiple books of the week. There's a lot of shit. It
was a stacked week this week.
Yeah. I mean, I blew like $50 this week on comics. What else did I read? Two Moons continues to be cool. Two Moons is off Image. It's about takes place in the Civil War. This Native American soldier, he can see demons, and he is fighting demons. So that's pretty cool. If you're into Civil War and history, it's got some cool horror stuff. This guy can see demons, and he kills them, but they think he's crazy because no one else can see the demons but him. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Here's a little some of the art. Him killing a monster, killing a demon that was disguised as a soldier.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this is cool. 4 out of 5. He's a native character. I don't know if he needs to be. I think it does lean into a little bit. It gets a little corny with the mysticism and the schlocky shamanism that they're the new age shit that they're going for.
They go there. Okay.
It's got that in there. It's a little corny, but other than that,
I mean, would you rather have him or would you rather have a Confederate soldier?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's whatever. It's fine. I mean, I look past it. Yeah. Is that it? I think that's it. Yeah. I'm all booked up. Read a ton of shit.
It was a ton of shit. There was a lot of shit we had to just cut and just not talk about. So yeah. Like I said, definitely if you listen this long, definitely like, share, subscribe. We have other podcasts, there's Geeks and Comics. We have what else do we have? Okay Boomer. It may be some other ones, but I can't think about it at the time. But until then, next week I guess is Loki. So yeah, so we'll do that one. So
are we doing that top 5 this week, or is it next?
No, we don't know when we're doing. Yeah. A good thing I wrote it on the list because I can't remember anything I wrote down when they said it. So. All right. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We talk to you guys next week. Same bully time, same bully channel.
Why does the sun go on shining? Why does the sea rush to shore? Don't they know it's the end of the world? 'Cause you don't love me anymore. Why do the birds go on singing? Why do the stars glow above? Don't they know it's the end of the world? It ended when I lost your love. I wake up in the morning and I wonder why everything's the same as it was. I can't understand, no, I can't understand how life goes on the way it does. Why does my heart go on beating? Why do these eyes of mine cry? Don't they know it's the end of the world? It ended when you said goodbye. Why does my heart go on beating? Why do these eyes of mine cry?